name is Shane Carpenter. As one of Mantle's most elite soldiers, I was trained to handle anything, built to fight the good fight.
Administering.
Good fight. Yeah, that's what I thought until the day I broke away from Mantle. Their lies, their nectar. That day, I changed sides. Today I am reborn. Now it's time to set things right.
At Sony's arcade, which is by far the most lavish post-press conference.
And it has little balls.
Yeah, there's tiny balls everywhere.
Only post-press conference playtime. Neither other press conference had playable games.
Yeah.
Exactly. So let's start off with Microsoft. It was the first thing we saw last night. How did y'all walk away from that one?
It was solid, but not spectacular. I think we went in knowing what they were going to say. They said it, and we came out and was like, they've got a solid lineup. There was no big announcements. There didn't need to be.
And I'm going to be the guy that says that I thought the Halo trailer was bad.
The game or the movie?
No, the actual trailer itself, the way it was put together. It didn't do the game any favors.
They had those kids singing the Halo songs more than they showed more footage of Halo 3. That's ridiculous.
It was cut really weird, and it wasn't.
Okay, but you know what? They're finishing the fucking game. I'd rather they spend time doing that.
I would have rather them play like 2 minutes of the game.
That would have been awesome.
I don't want them to build a big trailer. I want them to represent the game, and that trailer did more harm than good.
And later on, when we did see single player,
it looked fantastic.
Amazing.
And the graphics in it are so amazing, and that trailer it just doesn't do it justice.
You just had no idea what was going on. You got quick, and you have no idea what happened, and it didn't tell you anything about the game.
The thing I gathered from it, which I'm sure the people who actually played the game know, is that the Arbiter will fight alongside you. They showed that for a fraction of a second. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Overall, Microsoft played it far too safe. They focused on games coming out this fall, which we already knew were good, like Mass Effect and Halo, PGR4. They made no points of announcing any new games. The only games they announced were Viva Pinata Party, which looks pretty good.
But it's not Rare.
It's not Rare, it's Chrome, who's a good developer, but Seen It, which is the DVD trivia game.
With a new controller.
Well, it's a rip-off of Buzz, which is here at Sony's booth, which has been out in Europe for quite some time. But they played it too safe. They should have announced something new. And there were a slate of 2008 games like Fable, Too Human, Banjo 3.
Could have gone online and downloaded a 7-minute trailer of Too Human. Wasn't it awesome? No, it wasn't.
It was the rule that this is coming out before the holiday. This is coming
Why
out
make
this
that rule?
year.
It's a foolish rule when the other two competitors
Because it
are
is
announcing
impressive.
new exciting
These games that are coming out before the holiday. Okay, we've got GTA, we've got Mass Effect,
But you
we've
already
got
knew
Halo.
all that.
Yeah, but
This is a chance to like excite people about new things.
The thing I think they blew it when it comes to the marketplace and all the network like stuff. The live arcade games, there was like not really anything super interesting that they showed. Whereas, you know, we'll talk about later. I'm sure like Sony showed a lot of cool like network stuff. I think.
Yeah.
And who cares? They talked for like 3 minutes about Disney releasing crappy movies on the platform.
Let's have a fucking lump movie.
No sale.
We all knew what they were going to show, so we weren't surprised. But at the end of the day, they still had a very solid show.
The lineup is
And the RE5 reveal.
that was good.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
very
totally
surprised that they showed it.
Overall, I think we can say that their press conference had a different goal from say Sony's, which was
Yeah.
very forward looking. Theirs was like feel good about the 360. This is what's coming this year. You know, it was all very sort of like narrowly focused. Which I mean, and for that, it served its purpose. Like for all the mainstream press, the non-games press that might have been covering it, and particularly that thing was televised, and I think a lot of it was actually like coordinated for being televised. It was a big fucking commercial for the Xbox 360 more than anything else.
Look at our list of blockbuster holiday exclusives like Halo 3, Mass Effect, PGR4, Ace Combat 6, Lost Odyssey, Blue Dragon, Splinter Cell Conviction, and BioShock.
At the end of the day, their lineup's good. That's all that matters.
It's solid.
It's great.
You learned nothing.
I
We
learned
get to
that.
see new gameplay footage.
And I learned that Mass Effect is coming out in November. I learned that PGR4 is coming out in September. I mean, it's a solid lineup. I mean,
Yeah,
you know.
that's the thing. That's what I walked away from because
Yeah.
then when I went to Nintendo this morning, and they completely
Apparently,
failed.
there are a lot of things on YouTube about the Wii.
It kind of started out as just a DJing kind of a tool.
In our pre-E3 predictions, we all guessed that they're going to kind of leave core gamers behind and focus on mainstream, and that's exactly what they did. The big reveal was Wii Fit, and it was kind of a botched reveal. It didn't quite work as I advertised. They were up on these yoga mats, and like it wasn't quite working. It didn't look that fun. I mean,
no,
it's interesting.
It checks your
BMI.
You know what? Like, I'm tired of them just like fucking saying they are helping the hardcore. They're doing something. Just be honest. Like, I think we'd all would have been less disappointed if Nintendo was just upfront and said like, well, you know what? You know, they said we're serious about online gaming, and then point to virtual console. Like, that's not what anyone's talking about.
Yeah, they're serious, but we just haven't noticed.
Another year that they separate themselves even further from Sony and Microsoft. I mean, the Wii Fit is like, you're gonna see that like all over the place in every mainstream magazine.
And Fox News is gonna love to put it on.
Yeah, I mean, like,
and it's great for soccer moms. I mean,
Alpha Moms, the new term I learned.
I don't like that.
Really, you've all been to a million Nintendo press conferences over the years, and you know what a Nintendo press conference is supposed to be like. Fanboys wearing dumb like Zelda hats and Mario T-shirts and clapping every 4 seconds, and there was none of that.
Oh no.
There was very.
I believe a Super Mario Galaxy. That wasn't even like a bit. It wasn't even like made to be a big deal.
It was like a transitional trailer. They didn't even like.
What?
Well, and the big,
And the
core
Mario
game,
Kart
the big
thing.
core game announcement
Yeah.
is Mario Kart for Wii coming out early next year. But I gotta say, as fun as it looks like a GameCube game. You could have told me that was like
All of them look
a
like
double
GameCube
dash
games.
expansion
Well,
pack, and I
making
would
a
have
big
believed
deal
you.
about it being online. Well, yeah, you already did Mario Kart Online on the DS. Of course, you can do it on the Wii.
Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and we're pleased to announce today that it's coming out December 3rd.
I can announce today that Smash Brothers Brawl will launch in the Americas on December 3rd.
About
Silence.
fucking time.
Yeah, and you can tell there was like pause in the teleprompter that nobody clapped.
Well,
there.
I was watching the teleprompter as I was live logging, and you could see the pauses, and like it was like this should be applause, and like no one gives a shit.
They cemented their status of what they've been doing. It's incredibly successful. They're going to keep doing that, but they're not all about core gamers anymore. They really
And
are.
I mean, they put up all the statistics saying, oh, we've expanded the market so much, and that's fine, and I think it's important, and that's great, but it's not for me, and that's clear.
It seemed like a 180-degree turnaround from the press conference last year, which is the same thing that Sony's press conference felt like a 180-degree turnaround from last year.
The message is completely different.
I mean, I don't like Jack Tretton. I'm not a big fan of like any of the executives, but they came out. They seemed human for the first time. They were making fun of themselves, and
He was great, and I think, I mean, the one thing we came out last year was like, they totally lacked humility. They would talk about leadership without actually leading. And like they came out, they were a bit more humble, they're making fun of themselves.
I think any of you have seen me present before. You realize that I'm more of a podium PowerPoint guy. I like to have that death grip on the podium and hide behind it. And this is more Kaz's style, to have the wide open stage, no net. I've checked my fly like 3 different times. I think I'm good to go. And I'm hoping if we get to some exciting news, I'll be able to moonwalk back and forth across the stage. And if you guys get excited, feel free to rush the stage and I'll do the high fives and everything if I can get comfortable. But I'm a little bit nervous right now. Hopefully I get to shake that off.
It's just stuff that humanized Sony as a company, and like all their press conferences always just been very robotic and corporate, and like Kutaragi comes out and everyone's just like, go make the hardware, like leave someone else to like be the showman, and like that's what they did today.
Sony had to show 2008 because they have the most approved this year and next. Like, yes, this is a quality system this fall, and we have a lot coming in store next year.
And that's exciting, and that makes for a good press conference.
You know, they showed Metal Gear. They showed the new Sucker Punch game, Infamous. I mean,
they showed GT5. It's amazing.
I mean,
I watched
it got you excited.
I mean, you're skipping to the end of the press conference.
I mean, Kills him live.
You're skipping to all the first party stuff, which we knew was really good. We played these games, they're good. I think more impressive were the third party exclusivity announcements like Unreal Tournament and NC.
Stop. They said exclusive this year. That means all the announced is that Haze is coming out in January to Xbox 360.
Those were all announced as 360 games. Like, I don't think they've just scrapped those ports. Like, those are just
like for this year.
Those are
this year.
The big announcement, the thing that got me my favorite announcement was that the PS3 game is going to have PC mods on Unreal Tournament 3. And Epic has talked since the beginning that Microsoft will not let us do that, and that's something we really love and want to do. And like, I think that maybe that's reflective of like the changing like Microsoft Epic relationship ever since Gears of War was released. But I think it's an important announcement, and that I am pumped to see that stuff happen on PS3.
They're getting really competitive with PSP. The new bundles, the pricing, the redesign, like it's all cool, and like it makes you want to get a PSP again almost. I'm
already deciding which color to buy. I mean, I wish it had internal flash memory, and I wish the design was slightly changed because it looks really similar to the old one.
I hate the analog nub. I wish they could have changed that a bit.
Brian passed me that. I'm like, of course they're not going to splinter their market and destroy the PSP. If they put out a new version that is not the same, you don't have the same console anymore. They can't do that.
But they could fix the analog nub.
They could change it, but they can't add another one.
No,
they can't add a second nub.
The thing that's frustrating though is that like they're all entertainment packs. Like if I want the Super PSP, I've got to buy a stupid pack. I can't just buy the machine again, even though it's at $169. I already have like a memory stick. I already have like a game. Like I don't need that stuff. Why can't I just buy the machine at $169?
Wait and get a Japanese one. They'll have all the colors there, you know.
When you look at the three conferences, the three big conferences, you've got like basically the entire rainbow. Okay, you've got Sony for the hardcore gamers. You've got Microsoft that's trying to bridge the two and is actually having the success that Nintendo is saying that they want to have.
Well, you're saying Microsoft is somehow bridging to casual gamers? What are you talking about?
A Pac-Man?
That's one game. Like in a press conference,
any of the arcade games. Well, don't show me.
The press conference that opened with fans playing Halo music. That is not expanding your reach. That is playing to your base.
More so than Nintendo or Sony is. Sony games are appealing to anyone?
Little Big Planet. There's lots of Sony games.
Echo Chrome,
all the PSN stuff. You're daft.
No, I'm not daft. I'm talking about games that I'm going to put in front of my mom, and she's going to want to pick up.
She's going to love Halo. She's never going to
buy
the orchestral soundtrack.
But she's never going to pick up SingStar. She's going to look at the Echo Chrome
and go,
that's a little strange.
My mom would.
My mom would not do that.
My mom would get on the fucking Wii, the yoga mat, maybe.
Yeah, my mom would do
your
that
mom an alpha mom? That's all I want to know.
My mom is not an alpha mom. My mom is awesome.
About our mothers. This is what this year's E3 has done to us.
It is. It's all about your mom.
I'm a hardcore gamer. I don't care about the non-hardcore gamers. I used to think I did. I used to think I like wanted to expand the market, but Nintendo has proved to me that that's not what I want. I want game companies to be making games for me in the genres that I like, And both Microsoft and Sony have proved that they can do that. And they're coming this year, they're coming next year. There's going to be lots of fun stuff to play in the future. This is going to be a crazy holiday season. There's no way I'm going to be able to afford all the stuff I want to play. It's looking like the best season since 2004.
But what I'm saying is, if Sony showed what they have this year or next, Microsoft could have nailed it out of the park if they had showed Fable, if they had showed, Halo Wars at their event. They showed the Peter Jackson.
Anything about the Peter Jackson.
They could have nailed it. They could have walked out here like #1, no one's doubt. They kind of let the door open a little bit for Sony, and Sony came through and busted up and did a pretty good job.
This is the very first time I'm finally admitting that I'm going to have to buy a PS3.
What a different year makes.
Yeah, I'm looking at the games coming out. I've got to get MGS. I've got to get Folklore. I've got to get Everyday Shooter.
Yep, that is the shit.
I got to get Everyday Shooter.
But I think Nintendo dropped the ball the most. I mean, I think Microsoft played it safe, but Nintendo, they didn't even show me many DS games. I thought they would have awesome new DS games. Where are all those?
At the end of the day, I felt like I was being neglected.
I think we all agree. Probably Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo.
Yeah. Definitely.
Cool.
Cut and dry.
Let's go play some games.
That was easy.